Answer the question, Mike. Can you get chlamydia if you swallow somebody's cum who got chlamydia?
Welcome to the We Hate Anime podcast, the only anime podcast that's going to discover the various venereal diseases you can get through swallowing cum. I'm Cancer. Joining me as always is chlamydia.
I'm Sagittarius.
And, I don't know, Hep C?
Hep C? Yeah, I'm herpes. I've literally had herpes since I was like 1 year old.
Yeah, well, I said chlamydia, and
Ever since my uncle gave it to me.
You picked up chlamydia. You claimed chlamydia.
I didn't claim
give it to
chlamydia.
you.
I claimed herpes.
You claimed herpes after
You know what?
claiming
It's fine.
chlamydia.
It's fine. I can give you herpes. You can be herpes too.
You are not giving me herpes, okay? Like, listen, I've officially found the podcast line to draw.
Okay, actually, it's funny because we haven't recorded together as like a trio in almost 2 years now. So we're gonna do a character growth arc real quick here, Mike. Are you ready? Are you ready for a character growth arc?
No.
Okay. All right. I need this to be in good faith. Okay. I need you to throw away the troll that used to be Moth, and I need you to have good faith with me here. Okay.
Are you gonna tell me you've sucked trans girl dick or something?
No. But you're close. You're actually really close.
What does that mean?
So, would you say that furryism is trans adjacency?
I'd say it's queer, just like trans people are.
Yeah, you can have straight furries.
Yeah, but at the same time,
I have seen super straight furries. Trust me, you can have straight furries.
Yeah,
yes.
But like a bisexual person is also queer, and they're like half fucking straight.
That's weird. That's like being like half werewolf or something.
I think you can be a furry and still be like hetero, yeah. But it's it's kind of like queer adjacent, I'd say, at least, yeah.
I would say it's trans adjacent, all right. And the reason
Moth is just trying whatever he can do to not be labeled as queer.
But as trans, yes, not as queer. They're just keeping them separate.
Yeah, just they go in separate bins in actually they have different classifications in the disorder spectrum. I found out that I'm cluster B the other day.
Cluster bombs?
Apparently, I share mental disorders with schizophrenic people.
Yo, we're besties.
You guys go to the same like bank?
Well, okay, all right. So the reason I asked this is I would say for 6 months after Mike and I actually officially became friends, and probably for the last couple of years.
Officially.
I've been trying to actually understand transgenderism because it's one of those things where like I'm such a low intelligence NPC that if I can't relate to something, I don't understand it. And my caveman brain says it's bad, like most people, because if I can't relate to something, it has to be bad, right?
Well, that's actually like it. Like, okay, I want to be clear. I'm not calling you conservative. However, that's actually fairly common amongst people with conservative leanings. So like I think most people would understand that, like, yeah, if you say that, they're not going to be surprised.
Yeah, but it's like the new Little Mermaid movie. I don't like it because I can't relate to Ariel anymore.
I mean, I don't like it because they made Flounder a little freak.
I actually, I'll be honest, I downloaded the soundtrack and I've been jamming to it because it's pretty damn good.
I mean, the original is really good, so I mean, it's probably all right.
Okay, but back to the point. Like, so I've been NPC mindsetting this. Like, I can't understand it, I can't relate, but I'm also an engineer, so I've been trying to figure out a way that I can relate to these things, right?
Did you like build a trans person in like Frankenstein style?
That is horribly offensive.
It's okay. I do suck trans girl cock.
But I realized, check this out. I'm actually twice as trans as your average trans person the other day.
Okay.
The other day.
Please
the other day, I
I
realized that I am twice as trans as the average trans person the other day. So not only am I a furry, but I'm also a bodybuilder.
Yeah, you do have dysmorphia.
Yeah. So there you go. So like I'm at the gym the other day and I'm doing my 10 sets of 10 squats. And I'm thinking to myself the whole time, I'm like, I'm not a man, I'm a war horse. I'm a black forest horse. I'm a beast. And I work out every single day. So my wife, my dark sorceress queen, can ride me into battle. And every single day I lift so that I can have the endurance to carry her into war, right? So like I wanna be a horse, man. I wanna be a horse so bad. Like I eat ivermectin every single day.
I think it's a big leap.
It's a big leap. That's the thing.
Oh, yeah, he wants to be a horse.
Yeah. So
Horses don't really leap; they gallop.
So like, and it's the same thing with bodybuilding. Like every day, like I'm unhappy with my body. I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, dude, I want to do bad word. I want to do hormones. I want to do hormones.
It's
so
okay.
bad.
We're within the first like a minute. You can say the F-bomb.
I don't like swearing, but like I realized it the other day. Like I want
Mormon
to do.
detected.
I'm not happy with my body. Like I'm not happy with anything. Like I want to take hormones. I want to be prettier. I want to be more attractive. I want to look good naked.
Okay, this is gonna sound like if it wasn't talking to Moth, this would sound super transphobic. Moth, you're not trans, you need therapy.
Well, I mean,
that being said, I'm not gonna say you're not actually.
I don't know. I think you're being twice as transphobic to me as you'd be to a normal person because I'm twice as trans as a normal person.
Yeah, that's fair.
with the implicit implication that trans people are not normal.
I'm twice as hated by society because I'm both a bodybuilder and a furry, and TikTok has made it so that bodybuilders are the most hated demographic.
No,
I thought you were gonna say you're white.
Yeah, you're 3 times. You're 4 times actually. Bodybuilder, furry, white, male. You're the most hated minority in the world.
Actually, I'm German too, so if you want to get really hated in Hollywood, like Germans are super hated. Dude, I get 2 roles if I go to like Hollywood to be an actor. I get 2 roles. I can be a eugenicist or I can be a soldier.
Or a eugenicist soldier.
Yeah.
What would you want to be?
That's actually 3 roles.
Yeah, to be fair, that's the role of Alita Battle Angel. Christopher Waltz did that.
Pause. A little battle angel.
A beetle battle. You know
a battle Beetleborgs.
The one that Christopher Waltz was once again a German doctor in.
Aren't you just like Wesker if you're a eugenicist soldier?
Was he a eugenicist?
Kind of, but like his master race was bug people.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's Chinese.
Oh.
Okay, that full groan from Mike was worth it.
Lardo, cut it.
No, it's fine. COVID killed my father.
It's been a while, guys. It's been a while.
Do we want to talk about anime before I get the entire podcast canceled?
This podcast isn't even about anime anymore. It's about life.
I'm totally cool with us like being chill. We can talk about some anime. It's actually really wild that we just happened to correlate with the ability to record during the one anime season in the past 2 years. It's been worth watching.
I mean, Golden Kamui's second half of season 3 is going right now.
Is it? I haven't heard about that.
It's so one of the production members died like halfway through the season, so they just cut the season. They're like, you know what, we're gonna take a whole season off to honor our dead.
That's understandable.
Yeah. What's really funny is the guy.
Why did he die?
I don't know. He's Japanese.
Why
I imagine
did you
either
die? just a fucking Saint Peter at the gates, just like, why are you dead?
No, like I'm saying, did he die because he was working on it?
I assume he had a heart attack in the studio, like every good Japanese salaryman.
I was gonna say, like, is it overwork?
Probably.
Ooh,
I didn't look into it. All I know is I haven't been able to enjoy the show because some dickhead had to die.
Moth over here just like, died, is Japanese, probably overwork, didn't care, give me my show.
I must consume. But no, Golden Kamuy Season 2 is going right now. Weirdly enough, I like an ecchi anime this season, which is completely... I like an ecchi
I feel like that's
isekai.
not weird for you, actually.
Is that the one you recommended?
To like horny shows.
I don't like porny shows. I actually hate porny shows.
Horny shows, which is different.
Okay, name one horny show I like.
Fucking that one fucking show that you tried to get. We tried to do an episode on, and Frog and I both hated it. What was it? Blue Archive? Blue something
Grand
or other?
Blue Dreaming?
Yeah, that one.
That's
Blue
not
Archive is a
horny.
different
That's naked men. That's completely different.
Spoken like a real closeted homosexual.
No, it's okay. What? Okay, let me rephrase this. What horny shows?
Is it Demon Bane horny, or am I mistaking that?
I made us watch Demon Bane for the sole purpose of I knew everybody would hate it.
I never watched it, but I think that if I recall.
Hey, listen, Moth. I'm not saying watching horny shows is bad. I watch horny shows. It's fine.
All right, so
like one of my favorite shows the other year was My Dress Up Darling. So
I wouldn't call
that show's
horny,
fucking
though.
horny.
That show is very horny.
Are you kidding me? That show's so fucking horny.
That show is like the horniest show I've seen in a long time.
Dude, if you've ever hung out with a cosplay chick in your life, that show isn't even remotely horny. It's just accurate.
I mean, it can be horny and accurate.
No, those are two different things.
I live with one.
I don't think Dragon Maid is an accurate representation of having a dragon maid, and it's just horny.
And that show's not even that horny.
That show's not horny. It's just it's just kind of pedophilic.
Well, there's some horny in it, but yeah.
There's nothing pedophilic about it. Oh, actually, no. The Yuri lesbian duo. Yeah.
Did you also forget about the fucking child that's just constantly being filled up by the? Like, I get it. That's what you wanted as a child. I get it.
Kid's name is Shota.
His name is
exactly. Like, listen, and I'm not coming at you. We all know that Papa Mikey's gone further left and left. He's now a gay communist, anarchist, murderer of all white people. But I don't think there's anything wrong with the fucking horniness in anime. I enjoy it oftentimes, even the weird shit, because there's enjoyment to find in it.
I mean, I like Doro Hetero.
That's not horny.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
I never. Are we still talking about horny shows?
I would say Doro Hetero's a little horny. Yeah, it's also pretty queer.
No, it's drawn by a woman. It can't be horny.
Some of the horniest shit in the world drawn by women.
Name one thing other than a woman's drawn that's been horny.
Isn't My Dress Up Darling like a woman, or am I wrong?
My Dress Up Darling is drawn by a woman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. The second example, the first one didn't count. My eyes were closed when you made it.
Blue Exorcist.
The sun was my eyes. My brother had the controller.
Blue Exorcist.
Blue Exorcist.
Wait,
I never
Blue
watched
Exorcist is done by a woman?
Yeah.
That explains why the one female character in that show sucks.
Oh, what's that show with the crystal people?
Oh,
Steven Universe.
No.
I mean, no. Yeah.
The really overrated show about the rock people. Yeah,
Land of the Lustrous.
That's the one.
Really good show.
Kozeki no Kuni. Yeah, Land of the Lustrous. Yeah. That one's a woman, I think.
I really wish Studio Orange would stop making a really mediocre Trigun adaptation and instead go back to making more of that.
It is beautiful, though.
I have so many issues with the new Trigun adaptation. It's not even
pretty,
funny.
Though. But it's pretty.
Not, it can be. It's not always.
Well, the clips I've seen are pretty. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Dude,
I haven't watched the show.
I got to be honest with you. We've been at this for 13 minutes, and I've been watching my audio reads on the dark Audacity. I'm so worried about Lardo editing my voice at this point.
It's gonna be fine. You'll
small.
You'll
it's
live.
So
Lardo, put in a sound effect right now. Thank you.
Lardo, don't do that.
Do it. Put in 4 sound effects, but
these are tiny little sine waves.
Yeah, it's fine. You'll live.
Are you sure?
Just click.
I pride myself in my audio quality.
Just do the same thing you do for your videos.
Moth, if you want, just get up real close and scream the whole time. That'll make the audio sound really good.
Yeah.
I'm already dry humping this pop filter right now. I'm scared. I'm
sure
scared.
if you do the same thing you do for your videos, it'll be equivalent.
14 minutes in, and I've ruined the episode.
Isn't that most episodes?
Usually happens. The over/under is usually like a few minutes.
Oh God.
Okay, so the only anime that we watched this season apparently is Farmland Saga.
Well, I've watched a couple actually.
Okay, let me just be clear. This is not a seasonal episode. I realize it's been a while since we've talked. I initially wanted to just hang out, but we all have been watching anime, so it's fine. I just want everyone listening to be clear. We're not gonna do the best of the season like we did at the end. This is a chill. This is a hangout. Our lives, we haven't even addressed where our lives have been.
Yeah, I'm on the East Coast now.
Yeah, Moth is now in our time zone. In fact, you know what?
Yeah.
Don't say what state I'm in. Just I'm on the East Coast. That's all we need to know.
Let's shelve the anime talk for a second. How are we all doing?
I'm
Moth,
okay.
say something genuine for once in your life.
I'm just really happy that I finally get a run every single day without having to worry about a polar bear sodomizing me.
That's pretty
or inclement weather. The state I live in right now, I'll put it this way, I'm closer to Florida than I am New York. And I love it. I'm so happy. I've lived in Alaska for 27 years and I could not be happier that I'm out of there.
I can't stand winters here. Let alone there. I can't imagine. I think that's further north than here, isn't it?
I'm trying to remember, because I think I told Tid last time I recorded with Tid. I think I told him the story of getting stranded in New Stuyak. I'm trying to remember if there's been any horror stories that I had up in Alaska since then. So I'll let you guys talk about your lives while I like try to remember.
Sure.
Fucking finish talking about your life, Dick.
No, I'm trying to think of a horror story.
Why do you now live in the mainland state?
Oh, because I got a job. I can't really talk about it too much because it'd be really easy to dox me if I talked about what my job is now, because it's a very specialized job.
It's understandable.
But yeah, no, I left the company I was working for and I moved to another company, and it's great. Actually, I got to tell you guys about this HR video I watched, and I can tell you about this HR video because I guarantee you every like bullcrap corporation on the planet has this HR video that they make people watch. This HR video, I was trying not to laugh because I got sent it because I got sent to HR, so I had to do HR training, and one second, my cat is trying to get into this office, and the cat can open doors. So if you hear the sound of like a door in the background, it's a cat trying to get in.
Based.
So they send us this HR video, right? And I'm gonna get a little bit stereotypical here for a second. But cat, can you hear that cat opening the door in the background?
Yeah,
it's anti-racism cat.
Yeah, so we're watching this video, and it's like an HR video. It's like how not to be aggressive to like coworkers and stuff like that. And this woman comes on, and she's like, you know, as a Jewish person, I have to deal with a lot of anti-Semitism. And she's got this, like, the thickest accent. Cat, hello. Hello, cat. Get out of here.
My cat's just being like, some days, you don't want to wake up.
It's just one of those days.
No, we have a cat who knows how to open doors, and it's terrifying now. I live in constant fear. And she's going through this like huge discussion of like how like she lives in a hostile work environment, and she's like, and my coworkers, they used to make this joke about if they threw coupons at me, I would pick them up, and so they'd start throwing coupons at me, and I picked them up because they were good deals, but it really hurt. And I'm sitting here watching this video, and I'm like, I'm gonna get fired. I'm in a room with like 5 people, and I'm trying not to laugh my ass off. I'm gonna get fired. I'm going to get fired for laughing at an HR video about anti-Semitism. And then it got worse because Captain Jack Sparrow was on the screen. Like, this dude comes on. Like, this dude comes on. He's got, like, the big pirate earring. He's got very piratey dyed black hair. He's got, like, the Spaniard goatee and everything. And he comes on and goes, my coworkers are mean to me because I'm transgender. And I was like, what? Like, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, I was thinking, like, my coworkers are mean to me because I'm a pirate. Like, this dude's talking, and he goes, yeah, I transitioned to being a male about 3 years ago. And I deal with a lot of, like, bigotry at work. And I'm sitting here watching this video. I'm like, dude, I would just think you were a pirate. I wouldn't think you were trans-mask. I would think you were a pirate.
So question. How long ago did he say it was that he transitioned?
3 years.
3 years ago?
Okay, he's well past the point. There's like a, you can ask most trans people, there's like a 2-year period after transition where it's like a self-discovery period where they try and learn how to dress themselves. But that lasts 2 years. And after that point, if someone hasn't talked to them about their lack of style, that means that they also don't have many friends. And I feel bad for that guy.
Dude, that guy's it's literally Captain Jack Sparrow. Like,
I love that though. I love that for him.
I'm watching. I got all these like HR videos I had to watch, and I had to watch it in a room with like 5 other people, and I swear I was just trying not to get fired the entire time because it was so goofy. Because there's like this common sense stuff. Like I can get some of these like HR videos appealing to boomers, who are like, oh, can't handle the fact that them queers are in the White House. Like, I don't know why, but I assume every boomer is from Tennessee.
I mean, yeah, they all sound like that.
But they were doing this video like about like these negative stereotypes you have about people when you see them, and they have all these like flashcards that they would hold up, and there'd be like one where there were 2 Eastern women. I don't know. Is saying Eastern a slur? Like, is there a way to say like Asiatic without specifying cultures?
It's better to specify the culture.
No. It's important in context here that I don't specify culture.
Like, are you saying that they appear to be from the Middle East?
No, east
just
of
Asian.
east of Russia.
Just Asian.
Yes. and they're holding up a sign. It's a sign that's like, "We hate people thinking that we're from the same like Asian cultures just because we're both Asian." And they they look of course completely different, so it makes sense. And they're holding up all these signs, and you get to this one sign, and it's this like Uncle Fester, the child molester. It's like this dude with like really long fingers, and he's got like these really sunken eyes, and he's bald, and he's got this creepy like pink lipped smile that's like all teeth. And it's like, "I'm sick of people thinking I'll work more hours because I don't have children." And I'm like, yeah, because you ate them.
This like anti-discrimination video just happened to catch an SCP as an employee.
Yeah, dude, I'm not kidding. Like, so I'm sitting here. I'd spent a week in these HR trainings because it's like so important to onboard new employees with like these HR trainings, and the whole time I just tried not to get fired. And it's one of those things where it's like, I was so bored that these things were entertaining to me in like the worst possible ways imaginable, because I'm like, I don't need to hear this. Like, I'm a millennial. Like, I hang out with Zoomers. Like, this is just normal stuff for me. I see this every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, like whenever like those things come around in my work like every 2 months, and then we have to sit there and do it, and I always just put them shits on because like, yeah, okay, I realize that there's some dude from bumfuck Tennessee who didn't realize that you shouldn't call a brown person a slur, but I'm pretty aware that microaggressions are a thing. I don't need to be told that acting in a passive aggressive way is racist if I don't like people who are Inuit.
Oh, actually, speaking of slurs, so it turns out there was a culture shock moving here to where I live now.
I'm sure it's the big difference between Alaska and
the East Coast. Yeah. In Alaska, we have this term for this person. This is a very specific type of person that I would primarily think lives in Alaska and Washington, and actually pretty much like they could live in Utah, they could live in the Midwest, but it's people who only carry cash on them, leave their cell phones at home, only carry ID in the form of like if they're going to buy a gun, they'll carry their ID so they can go buy the gun. They think the government's tracking them all the time. They're like super paranoid of the government, right? Like not just homesteading, but actually like dead paranoid.
Yeah.
And in Alaska, we call those people spooks.
Ah.
Yeah. That was fun.
I
don't know if I'm aware of that.
You've already
one.
given the context for why you said the word, so I don't feel like we need to bleep anything. And we're all aware that is a bad word to use in any other context.
To be honest, I've never heard this one before. Maybe it's just like not as well known in Canada or something.
Yeah, it's probably not a Canadian slur, but it.
Wait. Can we go through like the list of slurs like
I'm
Frog
good.
doesn't know?
I think YouTube wouldn't love that.
It's an anti-black slur.
Okay.
Yeah, but like I didn't know that for 32 years.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Like, listen, there's like
I had a very racist father, and I didn't know that was a slur.
But you gotta realize, racists are like, they're like, they love to be racist, but depending on where they're from, they have their particular ways to be racist. Like, calling someone a raccoon without the "ra" is racist in the South, but it's not anywhere else, for example. In America, it's typically recognized, but I know there are British people that don't know that, and they're like, "Why? That's weird. Why is that?" And it's because raccoons are thieves.
Wait, is that
racism. It? Yeah, that's why.
I thought it's because they wore masks.
I don't.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I thought it was because raccoons had masks, and like robbers have masks when they steal stuff.
This is gonna be the episode with the least frog airtime.
I legitimately thought it was because like raccoons have masks and robbers have masks.
Frog, what's your favorite culturally specific slur?
I don't think I never really categorized them in my head before.
Yeah, you just love them all. I get it.
Yeah, I know. I love them all equally. I do remember at one point, like a few years ago, I was with Vi Det, who I think has been on the show once.
Yes, they were on our Two Hit Mom episode.
I want to say before that we even did that episode, like years and years ago, like 5 or 6 years ago. We just she was looking through like a list of slurs, and we were all going through them, and the amount of slurs that were just the N-word with another word attached were very funny. It's just a shocking lack of creativity, and it basically sounded like they were just naming off different types of Pokemon at some point.
I'll never forget the episode of Scrubs where they where Turk is diabetic and they were going through like the list of candies he can eat like once every couple of months.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Is it just me or does Jujubee sound racist?"
It does. It's not just him.
Oh man, that's a good episode.
That is a bad candy and a weird name.
I love that candy. If you get that candy fresh, it's delicious. But like, you'll never get that candy fresh because it sits on the shelf for 3 years before you buy it.
You know what I've done since last time I was on the podcast with other people? I watched all of Scrubs.
Nice.
Yeah.
That show kicks ass.
I have a story now that I'm in the area that I'm in. I got to tell you guys the bucktooth prostitute story, like the donkey tooth prostitute story.
Now, Frog, sit down. You'll get your turn after Moth gets his fifth.
Okay, all right. So I don't know if you guys know this, but I love BattleTech.
Oh, well, I couldn't tell, man.
Yeah. So like in the area I'm in now, they actually have like a BattleTech league where once a month on Saturday, everybody like gets together and they play like a narrative campaign. And I love BattleTech narrative so much more than D&D because ever since D&D shifted from 3.5, like it has just dropped the quality of users that come and play. So BattleTech is still gatekept by the fact that you have to do basic edition to play it properly.
5e kind of fixed it again, but yeah, I get you.
No, 5e is horrible. Like, it is just there's no bar to come in now. So like BattleTech, you have to do basic edition.
Oh,
to
you just
play.
mean you don't want you want to gatekeep.
Oh, absolutely.
I thought you meant the
like,
rules
100%.
sucked in 4e, which is true. I thought you
Well, the rules did suck in 4e, but like the quality of users I see in 5e, and I'm not here to like to complain about that. Just like BattleTech is a safe space for me now because I can add numbers.
I like 5e.
And
I'm glad we finally got a safe space for the white male.
About time.
It's gotta be giant robots. That's the only safe space we got left.
I got some bad news about you. A lot of Japanese people like that stuff too.
Nah. America made mecha first.
I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
Anyway, so I'm at a BattleTech tournament, and we're just we're having fun shooting the stuff and whatnot. And this guy comes in, and this guy looks like a BattleTech dude. Like, you take one look at this guy, and you know he's a nerd. He's the type of guy who like invented a programming language in the 80s, and he's just been living off the royalties ever since IBM bought him out in like 1989. Ever since, guy ain't got a care in the world. Like, he's got a balding ponytail. He's just this lerpy, like, if you just know this guy's set for life.
Pause. Lerpy?
Yeah, lerpy, like like skinny fat, but like long limbs, like kind of like an SCP.
I've never heard lerpy in my life. I feel like if I looked up the origins for the word lerpy, I'd be discovering some slur shit.
I also never heard Lurpy.
Okay, well, so this guy's like, okay, so like, the Crying Man SCP, like the one where if you see a picture of it, it'll rip your face off.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of looks like that with a ponytail.
Did you look directly at him?
Yeah, unfortunately, but he was pretty nice about it. So he comes in with this girl, and now, like, first things first, women don't play BattleTech. Okay, like,
and thank God.
Yeah, no, well, not even that. It's just like it is 100% a male fantasy because it appeals to the male demographic that just wants to die in a combat. Which I'm pumped full of testosterone every day of the week. I want to die in war. Like I want to impregnate my wife and then I want to go die. Those are my two remaining goals in this world. Sorry,
man. If you're gonna go die in war, it's not gonna be you impregnating your wife.
No, impregnate wife first, then go die. I can't believe.
I'm sorry.
It's fun.
It was too easy. I'm sorry.
Gosh. So
you fucking set up the pins so just right in front of me.
It's fine. All right, but he comes in with this chick, and she's like she's skinny as a rail, like maybe 90 pounds, soaking wet. She's got like these torpedo titties. Like, do you know what torpedo titties are?
Like Lara Croft.
They're ballistic weapons.
They're kind of shaped like really curvy bananas, where they drop like super low just above the navel, and then they come forward.
Yeah, we call them big naturals.
No, because they're shaped like tubes when they get down there. So she's got these torpedo titties that like she's not wearing a bra and everyone can tell, and then she's got like a denim short skirt that's like so short that every time you walk, you can like she takes a step, you can see her like full on bush and everything. Like none of these details I wanted to know before I met this woman, and the only thing like dragging her down is the fact that her entire face is formed around her two front teeth that are like if you took like a character slider in like Black Desert Online or something. They would just like you slid the front two teeth like to the 300% marker.
So I was having trouble like visualizing what you meant by that, and I imagined like the fucking the Cinnabite that's all teeth.
Yeah, yeah. So she comes in and like she comes in and she's like on this guy's arm and like she's way out of his league. Like even with the donkey teeth, she's way out of this dude's league, and she's probably 30 years younger than him too. Like she's younger than me, and this dude I know was programming in the 80s. So like just to give you an idea of how old this guy is. She's on his arm and she's like laughing every time the dude rolls dice. Like she's laughing like anytime we do anything. She doesn't understand a single thing that's going on. She's just like laughing and cheering him on and whatnot. And I'm just like, I've never seen a prostitute like with somebody in my life. I've seen plenty of prostitutes, but like I've never actually seen like an escort in the middle of a mission in my life.
That I mean,
it's so jarring, dude. Like people actually get prostitutes.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise it wouldn't exist, right? I mean,
I thought that was like a GTA thing.
That's the most Mormon thing you've ever said, Maul. I swear to God.
I can't believe these people are real. I thought it was like gay people where we like to write about them, but they're not real.
No, I mean both of those are actually real.
Actually, should I ASMR this for the rest of the video?
That's not what ASMR is.
Do you want me to ASMR this?
No.
I mean, he's a little bit. This is closer to ASMR than the last time you tried to do ASMR.
That is
Frog,
true.
why don't you tell me about your life? What's
Yeah,
been going
Frog.
on with you, buddy?
How you been, buddy?
You can talk normal now. I don't know. I mean, I recorded a podcast solo to avoid the dread of completely zero on the channel for a bit. And I did a little bit of talking about myself there, but for the most part, it's good. I'm no longer at the old job I was at doing IT, thank God. But I'm currently looking for work. Please hire me as an editor. Hey, you, big YouTuber, is listening to this podcast coincidentally because it showed up in your recommended tab and you're doing something else while listening to it. Hire me, please. I'm in the description. Thank you.
Frog, actually,
yeah.
he does really good work.
But however, no, things are good.
What have you been up to in general? Because like you got to realize you're not only talking to the audience, you're talking to us too, man.
Yeah, no.
It's been a while.
Well, I did that video for Tidu, last minute essays, and that was fun. I hated every minute of it.
Can you do me a favor next time you edit one of his videos?
What's that?
If he mentions Pathologic, can you just replace any gameplay he wants to use for Pathologic with like GTA 5 or something?
That'd be really funny, actually.
Or like literally just like a Shakespearean play.
I did edit in a slap sound effect when he started talking about Pathologic, but that was at his request.
I just I made an entire video just to spite him.
I watched that video. It was very funny.
I literally made an entire video to like hate love my friend.
You did fake DMs of him in the stars. It was really fucking good. Anyway, other than that, life's pretty good. My partner Gigi, who was on the show once, I think. Yeah, we did Bo Burnham. Is finally almost done with their 2-year program, and soon they will become a full-time nurse, which is cool. I'm not sure what the specific like designation is. There's like different tiers of nurses and like different titles, but I don't remember about it remembering. But she's gonna be one of them, and that's gonna be cool.
I feel really bad for your relationship because as soon as she gets that nursing certificate, she's gonna be a single mom, and you're gonna leave her, leave them. I've never met a nurse that's not a single mom with a kid named Aiden.
That's a joke, but that's the realest stereotype Moth's ever said, honestly.
Well, it's not a joke. Like I used to work in hospitals, and like all those TikToks you saw in the 2020s, Mike, I'm gonna go on a hate-filled rant.
Another?
Yes, another
I
hate-filled.
just started my section.
I need you to understand. Like, we got a peek into nurses during
We are
TikTok. when we were doing all
35
those, like,
minutes in.
no, like they're all single mothers. Like they're all single mothers, and they became nurses because they heard that you get like $60,000 a year to do nothing.
Wow, I wonder if single moms have some fun free time to go on TikTok.
It's they literally, like, the hospitals will pay for their daycare. The hospitals will pay for everything, so they have to go to, like, and now Gigi. It sounds like Gigi's going through like a real course to be a nurse practitioner, like a higher level nurse.
Nurse practitioner is like the highest level nurse I think you can be. This is like the entry, I think, stuff. I think this is
Nah, if she did a 2-year course, or if they did a 2-year course, then they're going further than your average nurse. There's ones that can get in after like 6 months of school.
well,
But they probably have to start. They're probably gonna have to start at like RA level.
I think that what I think her designation. Well, there's like PSW, which is like a personal service worker, which is like not quite nurse but almost, and then there's a practical nurse. I think is what she is.
Okay, how many times did she stab you in the arm with a needle?
0. She knows I hate that shit.
Okay. By the way, like with Gigi, I know I've been using she. Is that okay?
She goes by she they, so it's either one.
It's just fucking great, wonderful.
Anyway,
And I actually mean that sincerely.
No, I believe both Frog and I appreciate you genuinely caring and asking.
yeah,
I'll be honest with you. I generally have no issue with strongly gendered pronouns, but the they them shit actually throws me through a loop because
it's understandable. I think everyone kind of gets confused when they're starting off. That.
No, because I speak German and that becomes plural in my mind.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And so it's like,
I mean, even in English,
I feel like
it
I'm
becomes my
talking
mind
about a
thinks plural
schizophrenic.
too. Yeah.
Like so whenever I do the they them, I'm like, am I talking about a schizophrenic person here?
Listen, even after doing it for like a few years now, I still have to consciously say they for a lot of people. But
Yeah,
yeah,
like Mike, I got no issue with Nicole calling Nicole her.
I find trans people
she-
easier because, or if they
Did you forget the other female pronoun?
her. Anyway, so yeah, I'm really proud of her. Gonna be really soon they're done, and then also, as soon as that's done, COVID's not over per se, but it's no longer as big of a deal as it was a couple years ago, and I think I've talked about this on the podcast before, maybe I haven't, but I've always lived in tiny little shitholes. That's still not really different today. I'm a guy who loves playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Who has no local card shops, which is great. However, there's a town, Crediton. I lived there for a little bit. I've probably talked about that. A little bit over, and it's really cool because there's a convention that goes on there called Animaritime, which is like, I guess a Comic-Con anime kind of convention thing. And I've always wanted to go to a convention. I've never been able to. And this summer, I'm finally going to go. So I'm very happy about that.
Well, actually, can I talk about cosplays?
Yeah, I'm going to try cosplaying actually this when I go. I'm going to try preparing my thing once Gigi gets graduated. We're going to both work on our cosplays for the event, which is late June.
I'm just gonna ask you guys. Like, I got a couple of people I want to cosplay as, and just tell me which one you think is the best. Okay.
Sure.
So, like, first off is Griffith.
No.
You have the face for
Really?
it.
Yeah. Right.
So here's
is-
the deal. Here's the problem with Griffith, right? You could potentially pull it off, especially since you kind of have the body type for it. But I think if you realize you had the body type for it, it could either awaken some knowledge in your brain or cause you irreparable damage.
It's whatever. I mean, I don't know what you mean by irreparable damage. Like, I already have to deal every single day with having a fucking twink build.
You could go with like Young Guts,
Lardo,
who's a little bit
blurb out
slower.
that F word.
You're not Spidey.
It's so the first one would be Hisoka, and then the second, or sorry, the first one would be Griffith, and then Hisoka after that.
Hisoka from what?
Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, I've not watched that.
Okay, and then the third one is Dark Schneider from. I totally forgot what he's from.
From Zack Schneider?
No, Dark Schneider. It's holy crap! It was on Netflix, and I can't remember because it's completely forgettable.
How did you forget the name? It's Bastard.
Yeah, bastard. There we go. Lardo, bleep that out, please.
I only know
It's the name of the show.
I only know one character you've mentioned, so I'm gonna go with the first one.
So I gave the list to my wife. I'm like, I'm going to cosplay as one of these 3. And Griffith, it's really great because if I can get stripper armor, so like armor that detaches, if I pull on it hard enough, I can do Griffith and then Griffith out of the well.
Moth, Moth, I need you to really understand something. The 3 options you have put in front of me is half-naked man,
Yes.
gay twink, gay clown twink.
They're all sex pests too, don't forget.
Griffith is, you could we could have a discussion as to whether or not Griffith is a sex pest.
He's 100% a sex pest. Just because he like harassed men doesn't make him any less of a sex pest. That's like saying George Takei isn't a sex pest.
I don't know anything about George Takei, and we're not going on a tangent about George fucking Takei. Anyway, Frog.
Oh my.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, I'm excited to go to that con. We're gonna go with
I forgot
Chainsaw.
how funny Frog is.
We're gonna go with Chainsaw Man characters because we like it.
Wait, you mean Mormons?
Yeah.
They do dress like Mormons. That's fair.
Yeah, we're gonna go as Mormons. I'm thinking of going as Denji if I can. I want to go as like Chainsaw form Denji, because it's cool.
Oh, by the way, you Chainsaw Mans are like morons. You know that, right?
We Chainsaw Men.
you Chainsaw stands. Like that's what I'm going to call you guys.
All right,
Chainsaw stands.
sure. What's the what's the issue?
You know that joke like don't mess with us chainsaw stands. We've never like read the manga.
Moth, I don't know what you're about to say, but
I think that's
that bit applies to you in every situation.
Yeah, and I own it.
All right, so what's the what do you what's wrong?
So you guys have been horny for like Makima. You guys have been horny for power.
Sure.
Kobeni.
Is this just about the spider demon?
Yeah. This is about the spider devil.
She literally appears
Yeah.
like once in the whole thing.
Yeah, and you guys nobody ever talked about.
Yeah,
her.
because she
Like,
literally
you guys are
appears
even-
once in the whole thing.
Yeah,
and I'm not
you
even talking
got-
about the season 1. I'm talking about the entire series. She comes up like maybe twice.
Yeah, and same thing with the Angel Twink, and yet you guys
No,
don't
Angel
show
is
up
actually a
about-
character, and actually people are very horny for Angel.
People are incredibly horny for Angel.
Well, yeah, and now the Suicide Devil too. Like, so this is just stupid.
Okay,
Like,
people are also Wait, Suicide Devil.
I don't know. What
yeah,
that
the
is.
one that's like carrying her head around like a
No,
chef.
that's the Fall Devil.
That's probably from
in Japan. That's just the Suicide
that's probably from
Devil.
part 2. I have not read it yet.
I don't think it's the Suicide Devil because I read I'll look that up.
Did
but
you
it's
read Did you read the fan subs though? Not like the horrible Western localized subs that all like remove all Japanese culture from them.
Well, they aren't subs; they're translation. Subs are anime. You fucking loser. You fucking normie bitch. But no, I haven't. Like, I read the official translation because I'm caught up.
Okay, yeah. So the official translation's wrong because it's been localized by Westerners.
It makes way more sense to be Fall Devil. We're not going to talk about it though because Frog is.
I'm not caught up to part 2, so I'm gonna cut that short. Sorry. There's lots of people in Chainsaw Man and every kind of manga under the sun that people get horny for. I don't really understand this argument.
Dude, y'all be horny for that femcell though.
I don't really know her yet, but yeah.
No. That's Asa. Well, you know Asa at this point.
I've seen a couple pictures. It's about it though.
Wait, you haven't started part
No,
2 at all?
I read literally chapter 1. That's it.
Then you know Asa.
I know her.
She's the main character.
I don't know her very well.
Frog, I think you should read the rest of the
I
Chainsaw
plan
manga.
on it. I do.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up that Moth just said that to you.
No, this is actually what I do, just so you know, is I go to my wife and I say, hey, read the newest chapter of Chainsaw Man and tell me the highlights. And then I go away.
You're not even caught up to the first part, are you?
I watched it.
That's not the first part. That's like 1/5 of the first part.
Yeah, I had my wife fill me in.
Wait, you know what happens?
Something about like they had to use power to kill Makima.
Wait. Spoiler warning.
That's actually kind of true.
Spoiler warning for Chainsaw Man Part 1 for the next... Lordo, put a timestamp.
Yeah, Makima is the dog devil.
No.
She got that dog.
Okay, we can talk about Chainsaw Man Part 1, though. Okay, we haven't had the chance to talk about Chainsaw Man on the podcast before, so this is exciting.
It was... Honestly, I really don't like Denji.
L.
It's huge L.
I legitimately don't like Denji. Like, I can understand a lot of his motivations. Like, I get it. I actually do understand who Denji is as a character. I just don't like him.
L.
I think this is because I think I know what it is. Denji is a mirror, and you're looking at it, and you don't like what you're seeing.
No, I don't like. It's actually a common trend now that I'm seeing, and it happens in a lot of isekais. Like Denji reminds me a lot of an isekai.
Don't just say he's
protagonist.
horny because that's literally resolved in like the first fucking couple episodes.
Well, no, it's just like you got this like self-insert character,
no, you-
and that's
no,
what
you don't,
Denji
no,
is.
you
The
don't.
Denji is the
What?
mangaka's self-insert.
No. Okay, that is like I've read everything Fujimoto's ever written. That is the dumbest
I
thing
also
you've ever
have,
said.
actually. I read all the one shots. It was fun.
Wait, so you read the thing about him eating his pet goldfish?
Yeah, that was great. Although that's not, he didn't really
Yeah,
write
so-
that. I mean, it was more so a comment. It's not like he wrote that fictionally. He just did that.
Yeah, that's something
it's-
he actually did.
It's the same thing though that you see with a lot of isekais, where you have these guys who they've never gone outside and touched grass, and they get these gigs writing mangas.
You
It's
need to stop talking about Fujimoto Sensei. Like,
and so
if ever there was a mangaka that's touched so much grass,
no, it reminds me a lot of what is it? Ascendance and Shadow? Is that the one
Eminence and
currently
Shadow.
going this
Don't
season?
talk about. Don't
Eminence
you dare
and Shadow,
compare
yeah.
Eminence and Shadow to anything Fujimoto has written. That's so dumb.
No, Denji reminds me of the main character from
so
Eminence and
dumb.
Shadow. You know what's good though is Mashal.
Mashal is good. We'll talk about it.
I actually.
Don't, you're not taking this away from me. I've been wanting to talk about Chainsaw Man for like a year and a half. No. We won't be super long on it. I know you have the patience of a goldfish. It's okay.
I like Bond though.
Bond?
From Chainsaw Man.
Who's Bond?
The dude with the shark for a
That's
head.
Beam.
Yeah.
fucking Moth's just like, what's his name? B noise. Bon.
Can you have Lardo move the spoiler warning to before Moth said some dumb shit? Because like I love how we haven't talked about a spoiler since I made the warning, but before there was the warning, Moth said some shit that was endgame for part 1, and I don't want anyone to get ruined.
Okay, but like between you and me, like the Leech Devil is she's kind of hot though, right?
Sure. No. No. Let me rewind that. No. There's actually like attractive devils you could pick from too. Like this is what fucks me up.
Like the Fall Devil. She's fucking hot.
Yeah, or the Spider Devil.
Sure, that's understandable. I can see it.
Dude, Makima actually scares me to my core.
That's actually
though.
like so good.
that's
That's
good.
good. That's,
Like,
I
the
don't
people
like
that
it.
get horny about Makima are either like queer freaks or weird freaks.
Hello.
Well, it's also the people that like get horny for power because Power's the type of girl
Kill
where
yourself.
you go down on
Okay,
her
no,
and you're
no,
gonna
no, no, no,
picking
Kill
poop
yourself
out of your teeth.
in Minecraft.
Now, here's the thing. You can get horny for Power. If you ship Power and Denji, I hate you. You're a freak.
They're
Why, they're
friends.
great shit.
No.
They're friends.
They're friends.
They're friends to
No,
lovers.
they're
It's a
friends.
really
they're
good
friends.
shit.
They're siblings for fuck's sake.
It's like Lars and Sadie from Steven
I
Universe.
think
friends
you
to
could
lovers.
you could argue that Power developed a thing for Denji, maybe, but I don't ship them.
No.
I think Power and Denji are both different flavors of asexual.
No, Denji's not asexual.
No, he's not.
I feel like okay.
Power,
I think
maybe.
Denji doesn't understand what sex
No,
is.
that's
He
definitely
just
true.
thinks he
Yes,
does.
that's more so like education. He still gets horny. Excuse me. Like that's a major player in this
I
first.
will
arc.
say though, the one time I related to Denji is I work at a job now where I get like complete union benefits. Like I get a bunch of vacation days every year. I have health insurance. I have life insurance. I have retirement, like a 401k. And so when Denji's in that bathtub and he's like, whatever, singing that like song about working for a
Yeah.
union, like I get it.
Absent from the
Based.
anime.
That-
Curious. What are you doing, Mappa?
No, it's in the anime.
No,
No, it's
He's
not in
singing-
the anime.
No, it is.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
The scene with the bathtub is there, but he's just singing wah 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 wah.
Oh yeah, that makes sense that an anime wouldn't mention unions.
Yeah, especially when my Mappa.
Yeah.
Man,
I will say though, like it cracks me up that it did so poorly that Bocchi the Rock outsold it in
it
every
did
way.
do really well actually. It didn't do poorly at all. It did gangbusters. It's just that Bocchi was also doing gangbusters.
You know how you guys are always like, I'm really happy you like Golden Kamui, but I just don't get it, Moth.
No. My problem with Golden Kamui is that the anime looked bad. I will probably give the manga a shot one day.
I have a take actually, Mouth. I know you're gonna go with this.
Okay.
So, I actually don't love the first season of Chainsaw Man, for a few reasons.
You mean the first part or
The first
the
season. The first part is a masterpiece.
Okay.
The first season of Chainsaw Man. One, because of its length, not because it's too short, but I think that it stops right before the point where Chainsaw Man becomes Chainsaw Man. In the sense that its identity hinges upon what comes after.
If you just watch the first season of the anime, you don't have a complete picture for
exactly
what Chainsaw Man is.
This feels strange to say, and I'm not saying this in an accusatory way, or that anyone who's only watched the anime is a lesser fan. But anyone who's watched the Chainsaw Man anime and only that isn't necessarily a Chainsaw Man fan.
That's totally fine. I wouldn't say I'm a Chainsaw Man.
No, I know.
fan.
I'm just saying people who are really into the first season may not necessarily be into its whole, which is funny. Because it's just funny because the arc right after this gets into really big Chainsaw Man shit.
You know what was a surprisingly good anime last season was my overpowered cooking skill in the other world.
That's cool, Mom. Let Frog talk.
Sorry. No.
Yeah, go ahead. Do your thing.
I think what's funny for me is Chainsaw Man had the what's the effect where everybody's hyping it up, and then when you watch it, you're just like
that too.
Oh, that was the Lost SpongeBob episode. That was just a bunch of walk animations with different noises.
That's true. Chainsaw Man was hyped up to like hell and back, so I don't think there's a world where it could have possibly like delivered on 100% on that front. That being said, it did do some crazy shit, and I thought it was awesome.
I actually still think the craziest thing they did was have what's his name, Sasuke, just cooking and doing house chores.
What a great scene.
Aki.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sasuke.
That's an anime only scene.
Yeah. And it's great.
It really characterizes him well.
I think the big thing I don't like about here's the thing. I respect the shit out of Chainsaw Man season 1. It's got a new director, like who's never done I think it's one of his first shows, if not his first show. And the show is full of like ambitious shit, like all the time. Like
it's been so long since you've had to talk for this much.
I mean, I actually did the call center work job, so I talk a lot, but most of it's in French. So used to
just do the rest of the
French?
podcast. In French.
You know this.
No, I didn't actually.
We talked about
He
this.
speaks Quebecois.
Well, no, I don't.
He speaks Canadian.
Well, yeah,
French.
it's Canadian
Okay.
French, but it's not Quebecois French. That's different.
It's the same thing. Shut up.
If you knew, you would know. Anyway, there's like 5 different French dialects in Canada at least. Anyway, point being, it's really ambitious. There's tons of really weird choices and decisions for a bunch of the shit in thing. Episode 8, people love that episode. It's the one where shit kind of hits the fan. That's like my least favorite episode, or one of the least favorite episodes. Not because it's bad, just because they were too ambitious for their own good, in my opinion.
I think my least favorite episode is the first one.
Really? I liked it.
It was bad.
I wouldn't say it's bad.
Granted, I haven't watched the Blu-ray release of it yet, because I'm sure it's a lot better. But they hadn't finalized the fucking 3D model they decided they were going to use.
Oh yeah, it's a little janky.
I really don't understand how anybody could be horny for Kobeni.
No one's really horny for Kobeni.
L?
There's horny fan art of Kobeni, but no one's really.
No, well, the Kobeni in canon, no, it's the concept that gets there.
Yeah,
which is the case for most kind of fan art, I guess, in most times.
So, can anybody explain to me why I always see Kobeni playing DDR?
Oh, that's a later part of the manga. It's not much of a spoiler.
That's the end of the first part.
It's really close to the end.
Oh, by the way, I guess I hopped dimensions because Kobeni doesn't die. I was previously in a dimension where Kobeni dies.
We're going to talk about spoilers again for part 1.
Well, no, I was under the assumption that like Kobeni dies, and I found out like 2 weeks ago that she's still alive.
1 second. Full spoilers for part 1 in the next 30 seconds. Kobeni's one of the only surviving characters in part 1.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, I know Power dies. I know Makima dies and then becomes a dog walker.
There's only 3, I think, 4 named characters, I think, don't die, I think.
Spider Devil lives, Beam dies.
No, Spider Devil's dead.
What?
Almost all the devils from that unit are dead. I think all of them are.
Even Angel?
Yes.
Get wrecked, nerds.
That's about 30 seconds. Okay, welcome back.
This is the bury your gaze for Chainsaw Man.
True.
Yeah, no, it's very lethal. Anyway, point being, I think Chainsaw Man season 1 is really good as a side piece. I think everyone should still read it, in my opinion. It's still
so actually
Good.
You know, I realize we've been at 54 minutes now. Mike,
Long
how's your
yeah,
life been?
we're slowly breaking through this.
I was.
Go ahead, Mike.
I was gonna.
Mike, talk about how TikTok ruined your life.
It didn't. Although I've been considering starting a TikTok lately. But I guess I can talk about that. Hey everybody, it's me, Mike. The reason why we haven't had a podcast in a year.
Me too, though.
Yeah, you too, but it's both of us. More so me, because let's be honest here, guys. As much as I want this to be a group effort, I'm the ringleader of this fucking shit. And I'm not saying that because I want to be it. I'm saying it because I literally accused you both of being sexual bottoms because you can't agree on a fucking time to record.
Hey, I was keeping it open, okay? I was just trying to be helpful.
Yeah, no, that's garbage, man. Like, because behind the scenes. All right, you guys get a sneak peek behind the scenes here. There was a point where I was like kicking in these guys' doors every single week trying to get them to record.
True. Yeah, when this podcast first started, it was literally. You created, we were joking about it in a Discord we were all part of, and you're like, do you really want to do it? And it's like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then you created a Discord group, not even a fucking actual Discord channel, but just a little a group chat, and you forced us both into it, and neither of us really wanted to.
I was down.
We were down conceptually.
I really do have to appreciate this podcast because if nothing else, it's given me 3 gifts. And I'm sorry, Mike. You were being sad for too long, and now I'm going to interject.
It was 30 seconds.
This podcast gave me Frog, and Frog gave me access to HitFilm, which has allowed me to edit videos.
I'm sure you could have figured it out. All I did was teach you basic keyframing. No, I couldn't have.
Yep, you did. And if you saw how I do my keyframes now, you would have an aneurysm. So if I need a character to stop moving for a few frames, if you have the character stop moving, then you have them jump. The control will automatically move the character that distance.
Yeah.
So what I do is I cut the model, and I start a new animation and turn off the movement control, and then I go to when I want the character to move 8 or 12 frames later, and I cut it again, and I start moving the character again off the new cut.
That's not necessarily a bad way of doing it. As long as if I'm picturing it the way I think I am, then. That's just a way of cleanly dividing it in a way. So it's not
yeah, it's just because I'm too lazy to actually sit there and change the variable by 0.1 after 12
The only reason I
frames.
don't do that is just because if I want to make adjustments, it makes it a lot easier to have it all in one chunk later.
Oh no, you're absolutely right. I actually have an entire frame dedicated to Mike in my next video where there's a jumpy section, and I'm just not even editing it because I'm it's too late. I've ruined it.
Okay.
Anyway.
The other 2 gifts, real quick. You gave me Lardo, who helps me with my audio because I'm tone deaf, and then you gave me Tid, who has been an ending source of joy in my life.
Tid was hilarious.
Because every time I look at Tid, I'm just like, man, I'm glad I don't do video essays.
God, Tid just continually bumps out just nothing but bangers.
He does.
Really great.
When he joined this podcast, we were the larger channel, and now he eclipses us.
By 5 times?
No, not that much. I think he's at 2K now.
Hey guys, go watch the last minute essays Fire Punch video. Thanks.
Yeah, that video.
Don't watch the Fire Punch one. Watch the one where he complains about morality systems because he gets it completely wrong.
No, watch the one
I
where
haven't watched that one yet. But I will.
No, he gets the. I'm going to tell him this. He's not on the episode. I can complain about it. He gets the morality issue wrong, and this is why. And it's because a lot of times when we have morality systems, and Fable is notorious for this. So you take morality that was developed by Christianity, and I'm being specific here. I'm not just saying that Christianity is only responsible for morality. You take morality specifically defined by Christianity, remove all Christian relations from it, and then put it in a game completely stripped of its original morality system, and it just feels hollow. So that's the issue with a lot of morality systems is it's based off either Christian or Western morality, but then it has no.
See, Muff, I think the problem here is that you think that when the Bible says that you shouldn't cheat on your wife because God will kill you, that the reason why you shouldn't do it is because God will kill you and not because it's bad.
No. That's all the Old Testament, dude. The Old Testament sucks. The Old Testament's pointless. Just use the New Testament as a reference for morality because it's much more clear and it's just hey, be a good person, moron.
Anyway.
Sorry. So, Mike, go back to your life.
It's been a struggle, man. When I first moved up here to Columbus, I had one Sunday off every 2 weeks. I could still do the podcast. I was fine. And then when I couldn't show up, we had, Tid and you and Doku until Doku had to have a child.
You mean had to have his house burned down?
He left he hasn't left the podcast, but he's on a sabbatical, not because his house burned down, but because he had a child. And granted, his house did burn down, so that did happen. That did also real.
Happen. That is real.
Well, I'm gonna trash talk Egg. Egg was my protege. I was so proud of him.
That guy was on so funny. 2 episodes. He was so funny though.
Yeah,
he was on.
And then he died.
Egg was on 2 episodes and he did really well. And then, without talking to anyone, he just kind of stopped making stuff for he stopped having an internet presence.
Yeah, I don't know where that guy's at, but he was really funny.
I occasionally just check his Twitter and it's just him liking pictures of brisket getting railed from behind, and that's it.
And he even on Twitter he doesn't really post actually post very often. I don't want to say I'm worried about him, but we should probably check on him.
Do you think Scientologists got him?
No, I know where he lives. It wouldn't be Scientology. It would be a Jehovah's Witness.
By the way, why did you even move to Ohio?
We've been over this so many fucking times. Holy shit.
Dude, the pussy ain't good enough for me to move to Ohio.
The dick is, though. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
All right. So, yeah, I moved to Ohio. I love Columbus, Ohio, which is where I live. Is awesome.
What's your address again? What's your address? Sorry.
It is. I was actually gonna say it, but I'm not gonna do that.
I'll give out my address.
I don't mind if people know I live in Columbus, Ohio.
No, I know.
It's a huge fucking city.
If I say where I live in terms of a specific town, I would actually get tracked down so easily. I live in a tiny little.
He texted it to me the other day. One moment.
Anyway.
Mike's phone number is 5.
Okay, his address is 10488 Chester Road, Woodlawn, Ohio.
What is that?
I just said I live in Columbus, so that we know that's made up.
What is that address actually? Is that a real address? Or you just make it up in the spot?
That's Iron Wind Metals.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's the #1 supplier of BattleTech minis.
Okay. Yeah, when he referenced BattleTech earlier, this motherfucker was like, "Hey, you live how far are you away from Cincinnati?" And I was like, "About an hour and a half." He was like, "Cool, drive an hour and a half to, and then an hour and a half back for a $15 minifigure and mail it to me." And I was like, "I'm not doing that." If you want to put together a fucking laundry list and give me the money. And with a little bit extra for just to cover fucking gas and shit, maybe I'll do it eventually.
Mike did mail me a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, though.
Yeah, that's what I told. That's what I told Moth whenever he asked me to do it. I don't have a problem helping people out.
Oh yeah, Frog. Did I tell you that I used that Harpy deck to get to platinum rating in Yu-Gi-Oh Duel Links, and then I uninstalled the game?
Was it Master Duel or Duel Links?
Master Duel.
Master Duel. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I got to platinum with that deck, and then just
nice.
quit.
Yeah, platinum in the early days is the top rank, so that's pretty cool. Good job.
Anyway, life has fucking existed, man. I wanna, I don't like the fact that the podcast has been non-existent. I love the podcast, but I haven't, I have time-ish. I'm off 2 days a week, technically 3, but I go in and work an extra day, just because I need money. But my job's very draining. I mostly work customer service. Sometimes I get to be a delivery boy, but oftentimes they don't let me deliver because our store situation is absolutely fucking nuts. But for a while now, I've been on the cusp of becoming a driver, and if I become a driver, I'm gonna have weekends off. At least I'll have Sundays off. And I'm hoping that happens sometime soon. And if it does, I full on plan on committing to doing the podcast not like it used to be. It will be significantly different. I have given up on trying to get these goobers to watch shows.
I watch plenty of anime. I'm up to date. I'm watching Hell's Paradise right now. I'm watching Farmland Saga. I'm watching that one about the trans lobotomy chick.
We'll talk about it.
Would you like to revisit the last season, the last episode we did on Katana Gatari, and tell me how willing you are to watch things and not be a dick about it?
I mean, I watched Farmland Saga for Frog. You
I
guys
didn't even realize you were watching that for
Kamikatsu.
me. I thought you just enjoyed it.
Oh, I mean, I did, but I'm gonna gaslight you and pretend I'm doing it for you.
Because I didn't even. We never like had the plans of doing an episode on it. I don't think.
No. But
it's really sad because
can I
gotta
off table your tangent?
No, it's the same thing with Golden Kamui, where Vinland Saga has a really suck ass like first 3 episodes, and then it just skyrockets through a
Moth,
roof.
I'm giving people context for why we haven't had an episode, which is something I should have opened the episode with. We are an hour into recording. Shut your fucking mouth. Anyway, life's been difficult. Honestly, I was able to make a record happening today. Thanks to Frog's situation changing, he's for now become a little bit more, available, which could mean that we get some more episodes put out there
For sure.
Although
He's been
I will be honest,
customer.
Yeah, Tid's also around as well. But like, I'll be honest with you, Frog. I kind of hope that you become less available, if you know what I mean.
No, totally. I appreciate the sentiment.
What does that even mean?
I'm unemployed,
Like,
Moth.
you hope that the podcast dies, Mike?
Frog has no job.
That's fine. His significant other is a registered nurse. They're going to make $67,000 tire dollars a year.
He also has like
and they're gonna be fine.
10K Canadian just saved up, so like he's fine.
Wait, Mike. Do you not know about tire dollars?
It's not a real thing. You mean Canadian Tire money? First of all,
Yes.
it's not Canadian Tire money. It's like no, it is Canadian Tire money, isn't it? Wait.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
real.
no, it's a real.
It's a
well,
real
it used
source.
to be.
It's a real.
Excuse me. I don't.
Wait, Mike. Do you know about
Oh,
this?
boy.
Wait. Before we go, Mike. Do you know about Canadian Tire dollars?
Anyway, recently...
No, Mike, do you know about Canadian Tire dollars? Answer the
I
question.
need to finish this.
Okay, you work at
Just
Jiffy
put a
Lube,
pin in it,
right?
Ma.
All right, fine, Mike. You finish it, and then we're going to get back to Canadian Tire dollars.
So, for the past, year, the Patreon has still been up. The Patreon has been up and has been bringing money in. It hasn't been bringing in very much, but what money it has been bringing in has been paying for the hosting fees for the podcast. That's why I never took it down. I noticed last month people stopped. There was our big patron had stopped donating, and I want to say, if you are listening to this, I get it, man. That's actually totally cool. We haven't been putting stuff out. I don't expect you to be sending money into people who aren't producing content. But I do want to give a shout out to Dan the Man, I don't know if he wants his Dan the Man our patron who is a Fate fan who
The A is for anal.
for got us. God damn it, bitch! The guy who got us to do an episode on Fate, which is actually a really good episode. I actually like that episode a lot.
That was just you and Tid kicking me in the
It was
ribs.
a good episode. I want to thank him because recently, for the second time, someone broke into my girlfriend's car and tried to steal it. And we had no money. And thanks to friends, we were able to raise money to fix it. And that a week before a couple days before that happened, Hyundai fucking settled a lawsuit to because it happened because the car my girlfriend owns is one of the Hyundai models that you can just steal with a USB stick and a fucking flathead screwdriver.
Cyberpunk theme plays.
Yeah. But we're dealing with it now, and part of the Hyundai settlement is that they're offering free security upgrades, and we're gonna get that checked out tomorrow. Because I'm not having this done again. I'm very thankful to Dan. He is a patron who was our biggest patron, and he donated $50 to help me out personally. And he also is just a really great guy, and he apparently was going through some rough time last year, and listening to our old episodes that the Patreon helped keep up. Apparently, this is what he said. I'm not trying to gas us up, but it said it helped him through a time where he was in a bad place, and that meant a lot to me. That meant a lot to Moth. I know Frog didn't care.
I think
Frog is a sociopath.
commented on it, didn't I? You were in call with me at the time, I think.
But yeah, I just wanna thank everyone who is still listening and who appreciates the show. If I'll tell you right now, if you like the show, share it around to as many people as you think would be interested in it. Tell them your favorite episode and have them start there. And by the time
it's like herpes.
By the time they get caught up, I'm sure we'll put out another episode. But yeah, I just want to sincere with a genuine tear in my eye right now. I want to thank everyone who has helped me, and that's part of the reason why I felt the need to make sure I made some time to be on an episode. We were going to do this a little bit sooner, but my dumbass caught a massive inner ear infection that I still technically have.
Also, I may have promised I might have promised everyone that we'd make an episode if Mike's thing got funded.
I'm so angry actually because Mike, when he got that ear infection, he stopped responding to my texts, and I got really mad at him.
Speaking of Moth, I don't think you don't know my phone number, do you?
Ask Mike if you want me to have your phone number.
This is a conversation Mike for off the podcast. I don't mind, Moth. Like I told you can text me anytime. You're my friend and a funny guy.
I just recently started texting Mike via phone, and I was like, oh, I should text Moth, so I should ask.
I am like, it's way easier to get a hold of me via text than it is through Discord.
Well, yeah, I realized
because I just don't use Discord.
I don't talk to Mike that often recently, just because. I've been talking to anyone in the podcast recently just because it's been busy, other than Tidu because of the project we did. But just recently, like, because of the events, talking with Mike more, and I was like, I should get into contact with Moth again and talk more. So, yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna warn you right now. Mike gets the most unhinged text at like 2 a.m.
I love that.
This motherfucker texted me while I was like in the state of ear infection in which I can't do anything. I had pain medication, so like that was fine, but my entire face was swollen up because the infection was spreading because I didn't have antibiotics. But like I was just vibing, couldn't breathe, wasn't looking at my phone. I was watching HBO's Watchmen TV show, which is really good, by the way. And Moth sent me like 3 big texts right next to each other, and I was like, I don't have the fucking emotional energy to read this. Immediately calls me like, and it was just to say, hey man, I'm gonna talk about fat people on my next video, and I'm gonna use you as the example for why fat people are bad and immoral. And I was like, sure man, whatever, okay, can I go back to bed now because I'm sleepy? And he's like, yeah, sure, I just wanted your permission first to lionize all overweight people. And I was like, yeah, based.
Yeah, and I also asked specifically if I could use Roadhog as a stand-in for you.
Yeah.
God.
Well, you gave me options, and I picked Roadhog because that was my Overwatch main.
Well, it was like Roadhog, Gragas, it was like Roadhog, Gragas, and then Pudge from Dota.
I was going to ask you not to call me because I don't want to get long-distance charges, but you can text me all you want.
Oh yeah, and I will, and you'll get. I still think the favorite one is I sent Mike that one about being severely mentally because of the text you entered in, or like. Oh, sorry, no, like it was actually a medical diagnosis.
The medical diagnosis is not the slur, Moth.
But
it diagnosed me with an IQ of 12. It diagnosed me with an IQ of 12.
I think I'm gonna call I think I'm gonna call this episode the Slur Reunion Special. Oh fuck, man!
Sloshed and slurred.
So yeah, now that I've done my piece, I've thanked people. I'm also gonna say, hey, if you want to donate to the Patreon, please do. But like, also know what you're getting into. I can't promise regular episodes.
I will attempt to record bi-weekly henceforth. I'm not gonna make I'm not gonna make any consistent promises, but I'm gonna do my best to get something out, even if it's alone.
I will say now that I have done 3 things. Right, I got over my ear infection, which is a big problem for me. But more importantly, I have new glasses, and
Yeah.
my facial hair is growing back from the last time I shaved.
Cool.
I'm gonna start producing content for a new channel in which I'm basically gonna make Wendigoon content. Basically,
I was gonna say you're Wendigooning it hard, and I'm doing my best to help you find alternatives.
yeah.
What is
It's okay.
Really,
It's a Mormon. It's a Mormon dude who just finds like the dumbest. What are those called? They're not called creepypastas. They're called analog horrors.
his no, he did do that, but like his most recent videos are like over real tragedies. Like he did a video over the dude in Japan who was exposed with more radiation than anyone's ever lived, and how agonizing his last days were as they tried to keep him alive. That is a very depressing video. I'm not
And
doing
he also,
that.
He also did that video about the guy who got trapped in the cave, and his brother kept trying to dig him out.
Yeah.
Casca Montiano?
I plan on.
No, that was the internet historian that used him for it. It was like I like how much clout the internet historian has.
I never watched a video from an internet historian in my life.
So good.
I plan on making mostly videos on like ghost stories and cryptids and horror adjacent content. I don't really plan on doing any like internet ARGs, although if I'm really interested in one, I might. I want to talk about ancient aliens, but I also, if I talk about ancient aliens, I also have to talk about how most people who believe in ancient alien stuff, like, no, not believe it, but most people who perpetuate ancient alien stuff, they're kind of fucking weird and a little bit racist.
Racist how?
Muff, like, let me give you like a really, really good example, right? There's
Is this a Jew thing?
there's some of that
anti-Semitism.
actually. There actually is some of that, but I'm talking about just racism.
Like the Egyptian kind of racism?
Some of that too, yes. But like I'm going to talk about. I have an example. Have you ever heard of the Dogon tribe?
Isn't that a Pokemon?
No, that's
Talking about Smogon.
Or is it Dugong?
the Dogon tribe is an African tribe that is fairly insular. Like they don't have much these days. They have more contact with the outside world, but in history they haven't really. Like they have a very unique language. That's similar.
Wait, is this the Hotel Rwanda thing?
No, Moth. Let me do. I'm Moth. I'm telling you what it is. Why do you keep interrupting me?
Because I think I know what you're talking about.
You don't though. Every single time. Okay.
All right, fine. Complete silence. You get. I'm at 45. You get until it says 20 on my screen. Go.
So the Dogon tribe are a tribe of African people who are fairly, sequestered off from society, and they have a belief amongst their population of like a duality, but where like everything within their cosmology exists within two systems. And they supposedly worship, I forget which star it is, but they supposedly worship like a star that is scientists have found has like two stars right next to it, and they but like when you actually look into like why they believe that, why the Dogon people do, the Dogon just believe in a duality in general. And they were visited by a scientist who had heard about their duality thing, and he told them that star has two stars in its system actually, and they're like, "Oh, word? That's just like what we believe. We're going to start believing that now." And then he wrote a paper about how, well, they only believe this because aliens came and told them. And it's like, yeah, you're the alien. You don't have a visa to be here, you fucking bozo. You fucking...
Wait. Is this like the Yakub thing?
I don't know what that is.
That's like it's just like weird. I don't even know if it's racist.
We are
It's
are not talking about Yakub on this fucking podcast, okay? We are not. And I'm especially not going to have you explain what Yakub is.
Dude, all I know is my Egyptian friend, whenever I start getting uppity with him, he sends me this picture of this, like, African dude with a huge forehead that says, "That's it, I'm erasing white people."
That's not even what Yakub. Okay, I'll just fucking tell people. Yakub. Okay, there are black Israelites, like really extreme ones.
This is what we come to the anime
was
podcast for.
Who believe there was an ancient black scientist who invented white people to enslave fellow black people because he was that much of a self-hater.
Oh, so he's Seth the Scaleless.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what?
Anyway,
Kind of.
I didn't even know that's what he was. I get this, like, occasionally when I'm in my Black Panther Discord. He just sends me a reaction image.
you know what's really cool? MASH. Let's talk about Mashal.
I like Mashal.
Mashal is probably the first time where I've genuinely liked a protagonist in a long time.
Just in general?
Yeah, I genuinely like the protagonist in Mashal. It's probably like the first time since like Naruto that I've liked the protagonist.
You like?
I'm okay with Immortal Sugimoto, but I would never say that he's like my favorite character in that series. Like, Mashal is my favorite character in Mashal.
I mean, his name's Mash, first off. Mash Burn Dead.
Yeah, it's Mash Bond Druid, yes.
Burn Dead.
Yes.
His name it's the very first thing you learn about in the whole show.
No, you learn that he lifts weights.
That's the reason, isn't it? That he's a beefcake meathead.
It's really funny because I remember, not to be a hipster, but I hated Harry Potter before anybody else.
That's not true. I hated Harry Potter way before anybody. I've hated Harry Potter since I was a child.
I will say I've hated it since after book 4 because you can't get any better than book 4. Like, book 4 is like pinnacle fantasy. It's right there with like
I am
it's like
currently reading The Wheel of Time. You're dumb.
Dude, Wheel of Time is dumb as hell because I remember trying to read The Wheel of Time and I think I was halfway through the book and they were still talking about a festival that he never got to go to, and I was like, this is stupid. Wait, Mike, have you read Dune?
No.
You should read Dune.
I'll think about it.
Mashal's pretty cool.
Yeah. So if you don't know anything about Mashal, it is a Harry Potter parody.
It's a 4-coma.
No, it's not. I've read the manga.
I could have sworn it was originally a 4-coma.
I've read some of the manga. I've read up to where we currently are in the anime in the manga.
Okay. Yeah, it's I like the fact that he's just pretending that he's an enhancer type mage.
Yeah, I like that too.
When he fucking says like bicep magic, it's like you are the funniest little man.
He's great. I think my favorite guy is the new guy, Dot. I like him.
Dot sucks.
I gotta
Fuck
say,
you.
Oh, he's fun.
No, the fact that we actually get real incel rhetoric kind of makes me happy.
No, listen, I'm about it. Like, I like Dot as a character, but he says all this like incel shit while just
but it's accurate.
While just looking like an anime boy.
No, it's so great too because he talks about it. He's like, yeah, he's tall, he's got good looks, like, he's got all this like list. He's like, he's got the 2 lines. He's like, he's playing life on easy mode. And I know this because I have a buddy who claimed to be a wrist cell. That the reason girls didn't like him was because his wrists were too small.
True.
Common wrist cell problems.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm not even kidding, but do you know what incels who come from like the Asiatic cultures call themselves?
I don't think I want you to say this.
Do you know?
I don't think I want you to. I don't know, but I don't want.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it.
Don't. Is it?
They call themselves rice cells.
Okay. Anyway,
Mike, were you afraid I was gonna say something way worse?
I had something in mind that I thought you were gonna say.
Expected.
No, it's not as bad as I thought either.
It's like a self-propagating term though that they use exclusively to describe themselves.
Do you got to bring up
right,
like
so
racially charged shit?
If you don't like Harry Potter, and yeah, that's the thing. Moth hasn't went on his iDubbbz phase yet. Like, he hasn't realized. Once we get some trans fans, and one of them walks up to Moth and is like, I know you hate trans people, but can I get a picture with you? Moth will finally realize that it's not Daijo Boo to be a weird little edge baby.
Dude, we had our redemption arc already at the beginning of the episode when I admitted that I'm twice as trans as the average trans person.
Guys, don't worry. I already redeemed it. Don't sweat it.
Anyway, Mashal's cool. Kind of a mediocre adaptation, but I like it.
It's a mediocre manga. It's a gag anime, so it's funny. I
I
like
like
it.
the anime, but I do think, based on what I've seen, I think it could do better. I like it though. I think it's still enjoyable, so I'm gonna keep watching
It's
it.
fun.
I'm probably gonna read it.
I'm still so mad. I'm still so mad that you guys didn't watch Kamikatsu. I've never seen an anime 180 like 7 times in 2 episodes in my
I didn't
life.
want to watch ecchi isekai. I'm sorry.
No, here's the thing. All right, let me explain the premise to it, and maybe you guys will
don't
understand
think I
why I want
will.
you to watch it so bad. So this guy is the son of a cult
Feel free to
leader.
spoil the whole thing, by the way.
I'm gonna spoil
Go
the
for
whole
it.
damn thing. I don't give
Yeah,
a
that's
crap.
fine. I don't think anyone else will
the
either.
guy is the son of a cult leader, who the cult leader is like a believer in one of the primordial Japanese gods, like a god of the
Sure.
land. And so his dad's like, oh, you're a pathetic, shut-in, neat, pathetic gay boy, whatever. And so he sacrifices his son to the god of the land. He's like, time for you to die. And so he kills his son, and his son wakes up thousands of years later, which you don't know it's thousands of years later. You think he gets isekai'd. And he gets woken up to a world where there's no religion or understanding of gods. And understand, this guy is the son of a cult leader. So he quickly realizes that he can use his power as a cult leader's son to like socially manipulate people and get them to do whatever he wants. But it turns out the god his dad worshipped was a real god and has been protecting him his whole life. And that god is responsible for teleporting him forward in time. And so he has to build a religion, but then a bunch of other characters show up and realize that they have the power of gods. Because he's like, hey, it's very Japanese. It's, if you believe in this creature, it has power, basically. And so these other beings go, oh, holy cow, if people believe in me, then I can have power too. And it becomes a giant like Sengoku era feud between gods. But it's done with the lowest budget imaginable. And like normally when you have really low budget stuff, it looks really bad, but they realize they don't have budgets. They've literally drawn over like live action. It's not even rotoscoping. They just put a filter over real people doing things and then drew the characters' faces on top of them.
I've seen clips from this.
Yes.
I'm not watching that. I'm not watching that. I'm not watching that. It will cause
It's so
damage
good.
to me.
It will cause
Here's the
irreversible
problem
damage
with
to you.
that month. I'm down for a good crappy show, but this season
Dude,
has so
it's
many
so good.
good
It's-
shows.
It's so legitimately good though. Like, yeah, I mean, you had Hell's Paradise. Hell's Paradise is probably my favorite show. Of the
I have
season.
only watched 2 episodes, but I really like what I've seen.
How far have you watched, Mike?
I haven't watched the most recent one because it was late coming out, but I've seen everything up to that, and I'm currently reading the manga. That's how much I like it.
So you saw the guy punch the tree? I'm not gonna go into any details.
I don't think I saw a guy punch a tree.
Okay, never mind then.
I
The
like it a
last
lot.
thing I saw was
This is a metaphorical tree. By
the
way.
last episode I watched was the episode where that dude had like the best sacrifice ever.
So the guy punched the tree.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Mike,
I didn't.
I'm a little bit
I
worried
don't
about- It
conceptualize
was a
them as
metaphor.
trees. Okay,
They're trees.
they are. Also, you both of you have played Sekiro, right?
Yes. 3 times.
Yes.
Heavenly Delusion is basically Sekiro.
I think my favorite.
Sorry, I don't know how you're gonna get an in-depth parry system into an anime, but whatever.
It's there.
I think Hell's Paradise is my favorite example of xenophobia because it's a bunch of Japanese people showing up into a Chinese culture area and just going, "This sucks," and trying to burn it down.
Is it Chinese
That's
culture?
the
I thought it was
take of
Cthulhu
the
Island.
episode.
I thought it was Cthulhu Island was the gist.
No, it's all Chinese mythos. Like all the characters and all the demons and the angels and stuff like that are entirely based on like Chinese depictions.
I mean, that's cool.
In fact,
Well, it's
there's
based off of
the
like both like Taoism, Shintoism, and like Buddhism. Like it's a hodgepodge of several different Asian like mysticism religions.
actually no, it's the character that reminds me the most of Mike actually talks about it.
Don't listen. I hate you so much. I know exactly what character you're talking about. And when I saw him for the first time, I turned to my girlfriend and said, "Yo, they put me in a show."
if it makes you feel better, my favorite character is the dude from Darkstalkers.
Oh, which one? Which dude's that?
The dude who cut off his own hand.
That dude's pretty cool.
I like
He's from Darkstalkers.
I don't really know any characters yet, so I can't comment.
Or is it Guilty Gear? The vampire? Is there a vampire in Guilty Gear?
You're
There are
saying
vampires
he's
in Guilty
Slayer?
Gear.
Yeah, he's Slayer.
I don't get it, but yeah, okay.
No, he looks like Slayer.
Slayer's the guy
see
with the big pompadour.
It does
Well,
he?
it's more like
I know
a
he-
slick back hair, but it's like kind of like a shape of pompadour.
I know he like smokes crack.
Anyway, this show's really good.
Hell's Paradise. I will talk about it more when I watch more of it. Yay!
Farmland Saga is pretty okay.
No, Mike has-
I was
Okay,
really
I
happy
get
to-
it. Listen, I need you to stop calling it Farmland Saga. That is, you've been calling it that nonstop, and I get that the
'Cause-
current arc is like, it's the farm arc, but like, I'm not watching it, so every single time you say it, I think you're talking about something else.
It's the entire arc from Berserk where he's stuck on a boat doing nothing the entire time. That's what we've been watching.
It's Vinland Saga, by the way.
Vinland Saga season 2 is what we're referring to. So Mike hasn't watched this yet, so I'm not going to go into detail. But
He's not going to watch
I
it.
will-
He's a beta boy.
I'm more liable to read it than actually watch it.
either way, that's completely fine. The manga's also great. But essentially, without going into spoilers, the first season is the prologue to the rest of Vinland Saga, and season 2 is Vinland Saga beginning. That's a good way to put it, I think.
I gotta say though, my favorite I think my favorite sequence, and it was in one of the more recent episodes, was Thorball or whatever the kettle's son
Thorgil?
is. Thorgil, use that dude's eye as a lever to pull him off of
Oh
him.
yeah, that was kind of cool.
That was that has some of the most brutal violence I've ever seen in an anime because it's like 100% authentic. Like, hey, this is how humans actually die.
Yeah, it's cool. There is some violence. It's not like all talking the entire time, but most of it is. And if you watch Vinland Saga season 1 and came out of it thinking that was a really cool action series, then I don't really know if you watched the same show as I did, because there's only maybe like 3 fights in the whole thing out of 24 episodes. Anyway,
It had yeah, but like Thorkel really carried the prologue.
he's great. I love Thorkill. Don't worry. Don't get me wrong. Thorkill is like an incredible character, and he's like every time he's on screen, it's a joy.
Yeah.
But also, he's
I do
also
like Canute,
emblematic
though.
of the entirety of season 1's point that if you get involved in war, it's really hard to get out.
You know, I have to say though, I'm going to give Vinland Saga credit because I have never seen character development for not just one, but like 9 or 10 characters done as well as I see in Vinland Saga.
Every character in Vinland
Because-
Saga, even like pretty minor ones, have arcs that complete, and it's really cool.
Yeah, like Canute's transformation from Griffith to Griffith was amazing. I kind of wish Thorfinn would stop crying, but you know, it is whatever.
He doesn't cry that
Even
much.
Einar has been
Einar is
like
okay.
even Einar's.
I've been reading the manga for a long time now, and I'm mostly caught up, maybe a few months behind because it's a monthly series. But Einar is like one of my all-time favorite characters ever. He's my goat. I love him so much. He's too good. I think
I like him a lot. Yeah, I'm sorry. I realize Mike has like nowhere to talk about.
Mike, when you watch the show, I mean, meet Einar in episode 1. I think you're gonna like him a lot. Or when you read it, rather. It doesn't matter. Whatever you choose.
Yeah.
Just let me know when you start so I can talk to you about it.
Well, no. Mike needs to watch the anime for one reason. Okay, you ready? Because the OPs and the EDs slap.
I could
They're
literally
pretty good.
just look those up.
Yeah, that's also true. I like the
like the most
latest
soy
one.
thing
I
I've
wasn't a
ever
huge fan of the first one this season. I get that it was trying to be...
River?
I'm not a huge fan of it. The visuals were pretty cool, but the song I wasn't a huge fan of.
Okay. Yeah. I think we've actually run out of gas, though. I'm sorry, guys. I had some other things I was going to talk about, but I feel bad because I put Mike in a bad mood.
Oh, you didn't put me in a bad mood. I don't have anything to say.
No, we're good.
No, I feel I did not mean to start a fight. I'm really sorry. I was talking about something, and hopefully Lardo cuts it so we don't have to talk about it further. But like, I actually feel bad.
I'm fine. Like I don't like that guy, but I'm fine.
Yeah, it's not going to ruin the recording. I think I appreciate the comment, but it's not a big deal.
Like I am at a point in my life where I don't want to just let shit lay. So if I feel the need to voice an opinion, I'm going to voice my opinion. Especially especially when it comes to things that you might say off, which isn't me saying that you're a bad person, but like you have to correct people. I don't like
Are we
There
cutting
are
this?
several things. There are
Yeah, like
several
when you
things
see
in
a
this
kid writing
episode
with
that
their
I've
left
kind of
hand.
let slid by just because it's the first time we've recorded and talked in a while. But like, you kind of like can't let shit just swing past. And when I realized who you were talking about, I was like, I am not gonna have apologia for that guy on this episode.
No, it's fine. And can I give the viewers like a little bit of background in the podcast real quick? Like
I figured we were gonna cut this part out too, but
I don't mind.
No, this is fine. This is
I
great.
don't mind.
No, it's So for a long time, Mike was ready to kill me, and he had every right to. Like I'm not because I have and this is not an excuse. This is explained to the audience. I have a mental disorder called histrionic personality disorder, where I take any form of affirmation as positive. So like, you can tell me that you want to stab me in the face with a knife, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, dude, I love you so much. It really messes with my sense of like whether and I actually can't tell when I'm annoying people because of it, because like any affirmation is good to me. And so I've actually put real effort, especially in the last 2 years, in being aware of how I interact with people, especially Mike. And so like I used to troll him, and I used to take a lot of joy in it. I probably would if I let my guard down. But I'm trying to avoid that these days.
Yeah, and I appreciate you attempting it. I also know that you're not a shitty person. You're just
Well, I'm not a person. I'm trans equine.
Isn't it equine?
anyway.
Trans equine.
If there's anything you've learned from this episode, it's that you should watch Heavenly Delusion, which we didn't even talk about.
Oh yeah.
Well, Heavenly Delusion is the one with the lobotomy patient,
Yeah.
right?
Well, although that's a spoiler.
Dude, Heavenly Delusion, I think the reason I don't like it, because I've only seen like 4 episodes, but like I really hate the what was the show about the super intelligent children that were being like bred
Super
as food?
babies.
No, he's talking about that stupid show that you like, Frog.
Oh, wait. Promise Neverland.
Yeah.
Promise Neverland. Yeah, I really don't like the Promise Neverland segments, and I feel like they're gonna tie in eventually, but I just don't care.
Promise
they do
Neverland
tie
season
in.
1 is good. Promise Neverland season 2 is dog shit. That's my take.
Frog, we don't care. We're not talking about it.
I just had to just put that in there because I just want to make sure that everyone knows I don't like season 2.
No, the bits of that show that take place in the school are very important.
Are they the past?
I don't want to say what they are.
Are they the past? They feel like the past. They don't feel like
I
present
do not
day.
want to talk about them in any context that might spoil someone on them, because if I answered that question, like that could potentially spoil someone on some review.
It's in the past.
Because my girlfriend might watch this, and she is not. Listen to this. I mean, she is not pilled on what they are, and I've kind of left it at that because I don't want to spoil it, because it's really interesting, actually.
Is that one you sent me in DMs when I asked for recommendations?
Yeah, I sent you every show that we're currently watching.
Okay,
so
cool.
Yeah.
One more. Tokyo Revengers. Yeah, it refuses to
going?
stop being good.
When did it start being
Yeah.
good?
It's been good since
Wait,
episode
is that
1.
actually still airing?
Like episode 1 of
Yeah.
the 3rd season?
Just episode 1. It's in 2nd season still, I think. I haven't had access to my
I feel has it been
Hulu,
airing
so
for like
I've
an
been
entire
watching
year?
it, but dude, I love Tokyo
I'm not
Revengers.
going
It's
to
great.
comment on its quality. I've seen 1 episode, but like, I just is it like trying to be One Piece? Is it just going forever?
I have no idea anymore. I know they do like 24 episode segments. Speaking of which, watch One Piece episode 1062. It finally gets good.
Yeah, I'm not watching Tokyo Revengers. That shit sucks.
How does it suck?
We've talked about
You just
this.
don't like good anime.
Go back and listen to previous episodes. We've had this discussion.
All right, so just for the fans of the channel, there are good animes in this world. Dorohedoro, Golden Kamui, Tokyo Revengers, and then there's garbage pseudo-intellectual animes like Heavenly Delusion, Neon Genesis Evangelion, just real lowbrow stuff like the first season of Promised Neverland.
You could have said the 2nd season at least.
No, the first season.
No,
that
because
show
the
sucks.
second season's like the second season's like that Loud House fan fiction that's still going.
What?
Wait, do you not know about the
I
Loud
don't
House
want to
fan
get into
fiction?
this.
All right, do you know what Archive of Our Own is?
Yes, we're not getting into fan fiction right now.
All right, so there is a Loud House fan fiction that is updated every single day for like 10 years.
That's cool, man. Anyway,
it is longer than we estimate the Library of Alexandria was as far as written words go.
Cool, man.
Thanks everybody for coming to the We Hate Anime podcast.
Are we done? Are we finishing? Okay.
I think so. My voice is a horse and my ear hurts.
Well, and just remember to check out Mike's channel when he starts it. His first episode is going to be about Yaku.
I've thought about the first episode. I haven't decided yet, but that channel is not made yet because as soon as you make your channel, that's when the algorithm picks it up.
Really?
But
yes, I should make a new channel.
Yes, you should.
Dude, the algorithm picked up my lobotomy core video before any other one.
That's because your channel is relatively new and you upload stuff like.
Also, lobotomy corp fans are like rabid.
Yes.
Dude, it's so funny too because if you watch the video, I admit that I didn't pay attention to a single.
Yeah, I watched it. It's a good video.
Anywho,
I like your video.
My channel is going to be called Suchi no Corp. I've already made the Twitter account, but I don't really post on it.
That's a good channel name. I like it.
I plan on the first video should come out by October.
Nope.
Okay. And I will help any way I can, Mike.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna hit you up for voiceover and shit like that.
Moth, when's your next video coming out? Sounds good. Also, I don't think have we talked about your channel on the podcast before?
No, he hasn't.
Plug it now.
Yeah, like right at the end when most people like turn off the episode. So I do Grimbles Grumbles. The intention of Grimbles Grumbles was like I just wanted to do a variety channel of whatever I want to talk about. You know, I do edutainment, I do history, I do real life stories that happen to me, and I do dad games. Like I specialize in dad games. The one thing that drove me absolutely nuts is when I started the channel. Like if you look at my first video, it's just like 10 people going, "Oh man, this is like Diet Seth."
I saw that.
And I nearly killed myself.
I saw that comment.
I
nearly was like,
killed myself. I was ready to kill myself.
Yeah, that's why say that, man.
Well, it's I have some rules for my channel. I actually have like a very specific set of rules that I follow. One of my guys actually asked me, he's like, "Hey, how do you make episodes so entertaining?" And I discovered the secret is rather than try to accomplish things in your videos, try not to accomplish things. and what I mean by that is I have a rule like, hey, no sex jokes, no profanity. Which I know is funny because everybody always brings up like that episode where I talk about like being in the military and the fact that I used like 30 clips from Gachi Muchi. But it's gay porn isn't real. Like people don't actually have gay sex, so I feel it's okay to use gay porn in my videos.
True.
Anything like demeaning women, I don't want to do either in my videos. So I have a list of things I don't do, and when you have a confine of things that you don't do in your videos, it forces you to be more creative.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I mean, your videos are very good.
I like Matt's videos.
Thank you.
They're actually really fun. Go subscribe. He has a 99. Go be number 100. Get a free prize.
Yeah. I will say my favorite sequence I've ever done in any of my videos is that stupid lobotomy core video where I have the silent orchestra stab somebody in a gas station. That is hands down my favorite thing that I've ever done.
I actually really do like your visual gags. They're funny.
Yeah. Your visual editing is very good.
And that, you know, it takes like an hour to do like a 10-second sequence.
That's editing for you, baby. Welcome to the world.
In fact, my current video, I have like so many things where I like make fun of Logan Paul and like just fitness influencers. Because spoiler alert, if this episode comes out before my next episode, the next episode is designed for people looking to get into fitness, to get in without like a brand sponsorship, without like, because me, you know, I got 100 subscribers. I'm not gonna sell you product. And so it's very much like, hey, you know, the first thing you need to do is do these very simple things. Like, you know, don't go to a gym, don't get like a gym membership, something like that. Just do these simple things and learn about consistency. That's the theme of the next video.
Cool.
And Mike makes a guest appearance as Roadhog.
If you want my videos, I made one for last minute essays, Tidu. I made two of them actually. You can watch the Chainsaw Man and the Fire Punch one. I apparently only make Fujimoto based work for Tidu.
Well, you've never played Pathologic.
That's all I can do.
You can't do his other videos.
But you know, I just thinking of editing for that. Like, I think I spent like easily 100 hours editing that video. So it's a fucking long process. Well,
we made 2 hours, so Ashdrag should be pretty happy. We have a buddy we have somebody who's a listener to the podcast. He apparently makes his coworkers listen to our videos.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Well, we're not gonna have 2 hours if we got like the 10-minute fucking anyway.
I don't know. I'm coin flip on that. I don't want to bring negativity in because I felt that conversation was okay. I don't know. We shouldn't dwell on it. We'll talk about it later.
Anyway, also I have a YouTube channel I don't upload on, but I do plan on uploading on it, and it'll probably be in the description.
It's called Froggles
Yeah,
Friggles.
close enough.
Wait, did I even name what
Yeah,
my
you did.
channel's
Yeah, you
called?
said Grimbles Grumbles.
Okay.
Grumbles on
yeah,
YouTube. Don't type Grimble Grumble. It doesn't show up. I just checked.
It'll be in the
Doesn't-
description.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go
Well,
check
thank
out
you, Mike.
Frog King on YouTube if you want to eventually see heavily edited essays about kind of anything. And I'm planning
I
on-
also-
on-
Yeah,
Just,
that's actually one of my rules too. Is I don't do video essays.
you
yes,
kind
you
of do.
No, I don't.
Yes,
I mean-
those are video essays.
They're not like traditionally like.
How the-
Okay, video essay is kind of a wide scope. Not every video essay is like
no,
about
it's
Marxism.
white dudes mansplaining something. Video essays are like white dudes mansplaining something, or like Brazilian dudes explaining One
Wait,
Piece.
they're white dudes mansplaining something. What
Yes.
what it was the LaboCorp video?
That was me being horrible at something because I refused to read any of the text.
Yeah, you were
Do
mansplaining
you
how to
have-
play the game, people.
Do you have any idea how hard it is to figure out what nowhere there or nobody's there's like ability is when you can't read its stats?
Anyway, subscribe if you want to see
Like-
heavily edited videos and also animated segments, which I plan on doing because I don't like having a little static guy in the corner. I think it's cheap.
It took me 8 hours to figure out Silent Orchestra's gimmick.
I also just want to let everyone know I will eventually go back to making anime content. I'm not moving on completely from that. That shit's just it takes time to write, and it doesn't do well. Like, it just doesn't. Unless I'm talking about shonen anime, a big fun and like 15-minute analysis video doesn't do well.
Dude, I will talk
Yeah, well,
about.
we already-
I should do a video on anime actually, because I
We already have Mother's Basement and Gigguk. We don't need anybody else.
True.
I've been shonen pilled about JJK for like a year since it came out. I guess it's actually been out for a couple years now.
You know, I gotta say, I actually really like shonens.
Yeah, I mean, I do too.
Sorry, go ahead, Mike. Frog.
I
It's why I don't like Denji. I just like good, honest shonen protagonists who are like, I believe in the good of humankind, and I'm just gonna punch this bad guy in the
Denji
face.
is the most that it's ever been.
yeah, Denji's like
No, Luffy
actually
is.
like the most like genuine guy.
No, like Luffy and
You won't fully
Vegeta
see that in
are
season
way
1. I get
more-
it. It's okay, but just keep reading it. Or
There's
watching
a
it.
there's a great. I'm sorry, Frog. I know. Like,
That's fine.
I'm gonna talk about part 2 a little bit. It's not
That's okay.
super spoilery though.
That's fine.
There's a moment where Asa turns to him and like they're running from a demon, and she's just like, just let me go, man. Let him have me. No one. What is there to even live for? And Denji just goes, I live for having sweet sex one day. That's my one goal to live for, and that's something. And having something is worth something. And she's like, "You're a weird freak. I don't like you," and it's great.
All right, well, my knees are about to give out, so I think we
you
should
standing?
close this episode. I have been kneeling on hard tile this entire time because I'm recording this episode on a doghouse. Yeah, like, dude, I'm in an apartment right now. Like, we just bought a house and we don't get it until July. So like, I'm recording this on a dog kennel on my knees on hardwood.
Expect JJK talk from me. There you go. That's all I need to say. Season 2 is coming out in July. I'm gonna be watching the shit out of that. Cool.
Yeah, it's got Sans Undertale in it.
Sure.
Thanks everybody for joining us. Hopefully, we'll have another episode before the heat death of the universe.
I will guarantee it.
All right,
All right, see you next time.
I said it.
I'm gonna go jump off out the window now. Goodbye.